and have service and you weren't answering and you usually do. And I was like, are you breaking up with me?
Are you mad at me? No, no, I literally
No, I
was.
didn't think I said that as a joke too. I didn't really think that I knew you were busy, but hello and welcome to another episode of Fuck Your Podcast. I'm Emma Parnell.
And I'm Katie Martin. And today we're talking about the trend of digital detoxing and unplugging from technology. So I don't know what the fuck that's like.
I'm
Does that
trying.
make that kind of hard based on what we do?
It does. It makes it really hard because I love that people are like, you know what, maybe you just need a social media break. I'm like, if I do that, okay,
Huh.
hold on. My sports bra's hanging out and it looks like a mom bra. It's just white. It just looks like a mom bra though. I was gonna say? No,
Take a social media break.
I'm jealous of people that will be like, well, you just need a break from social media. Like maybe just deactivate your account or like
Oh,
uninstall the app.
sure.
It's like, I can't do that.
It's like how you make money. That's one of those things, and once you figure
Right.
out a way to make a living utilizing social media, then what are you gonna do? They're like, oh, just ignore it. Like
Let me get right
on
on
what
that.
planet, right? I mean, there's definitely a lot of crap on social media that your mental health can be in way better shape if you weren't on it all the time.
Yeah. Something I have found a lot of benefit. Something I have found a lot of benefit in is using the do not disturb option on my phone. I don't use it that often, but when I do it right before bed. So I'll turn it on and then that way I give myself the power to look at notifications. So it's like if I don't want to, I don't feel the pressure to when they pop up on my phone. But also in the morning, it helps me go to bed faster just because I'm not going, oh my God, what's the next thing I need to click on to go,
Yeah.
on my phone. But also, like in the morning, if I roll over and the first thing I look at is my phone, there's been studies out there, and I'll have to look at the studies exactly that it like there's a spike in your stress and anxiety if that's the first thing you do.
Yeah.
So waking up and looking at your phone and not seeing notifications, I don't know, it just helps. It sets the day, in my opinion, just because I'm not going
Like how many
from
things do you have to read?
right, or how many things do I have to click on, or what do I have to catch myself up on, or
Mhm.
but I also love that with iPhones you can notify anyway. So if it's like an emergency, the notification still come through.
Right.
But if you're one of those people that notify anyway and it's not an emergency, you can get wrecked instantly.
I definitely can tell the difference, like not staring at my phone until I start to fall asleep. Like you have to very consciously set your phone down and just when you fall asleep not looking at a screen, I sleep better. Like I wake up less. I don't feel as anxious or stressed out. But I'm wondering, so if you really think about it, I wonder when that trend started. I mean, it had to have been after, I wouldn't say mobile phones were invented, but like texting, you were still paying for text messages in like 2003, 2004. And then by the time, I never owned a BlackBerry, so I don't remember how that operated. And then by the time you get to like unlimited text messages, like I don't know what year that was, but that's where people would just blow up your phone. And then it became the norm in the workplace. So I would say it had to have been like the culture shifted in the workplace, just of that instant notification and like being able to get a hold of anybody no matter what. I think that's more stressful than just the notifications on social media and things like that. It's the work specific things that are text messages, emails, and people thinking they can get a hold of you whenever, wherever, no matter what you're doing, if you're on your time or company time. And they actually just changed a policy in the US military just within the last couple weeks
Oh,
that,
really?
yeah, so if you're in the military, it's about creating work-life balance, so to speak. But it's basically you can't be text messaged outside of your work hours and 1 hour before your shift or 1 hour after your shift. So then after that, you can't be messaged anymore. And that's something that
Hmm.
they're putting in place, and I guess all the different branches of the military.
I heard, and I don't know if it's a rumor, or if it's fact, and I'd have to look this up, but there's either talk in California or it's actually happening. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's rumor or if it's fact, but allowing it, like, it's not a fireable offense if you are out of your work hours to ignore your boss.
That should be illegal anyway. Like,
Right. But I feel like it's been normalized. Like at a certain place I worked at before, I wouldn't hear anything at all during working hours from my boss. And then it would be like 7 o'clock at night, and I'm like winding down from dinner and just trying to relax. And it would be like, let me just add a little chaos to your evening. And here's a text going, why did you do this? Or why didn't you do this? Or you need to be doing this. And no rhyme or reason behind it. It was just,
Be engaged with your team during the workday
yes,
instead of trying to
there's
avoid
that.
them. Yeah.
But also, like,
We have to
just
be very conscious of that. Our team are literally in other time zones,
right,
on the other side of the planet. And
right.
they already work basically our hours, which is overnight or the next day for them. So when it gets to like 5 o'clock, I'm super conscious of who I'm texting on our team because they could be going to bed finally.
Right. Yeah, I typically stop at about like 2 or 3. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I'm done. But I don't know. I really enjoy the fact, and I never took advantage of the do not disturb. I literally learned this option. I knew it was on my phone, but
Hmm.
I saw a TikTok and it was some girl was like, I will always keep do not disturb on because right now nothing is that much of a priority to me, and I'm going to give myself the power to look at my notifications when I want to. And basically was saying like, you don't get mad at me when I don't respond right away. Like
Yeah.
just the life I'm choosing to live. And that's the thing, I've caught myself so many times where I respond right away to everybody because my text messages are linked up to my computer. I have my phone sitting here at all times. Like it's always there and I'm always responding right away. However, I've set up this now, I guess, expectation that everybody, and well, not everybody, but people have for me that I respond right away all the time.
Yeah.
And so when I don't, people are like, "Are you live? Are you okay? Are things okay?" And I don't like I kind of don't like having that expectation because it's like, I don't know, the more comfortable I'm getting with not being on my phone all the time. And maybe it's this job, but I enjoy the times now where I don't have to look at my phone.
Yeah, I struggle with that. Oh man, it is like being addicted to something, and like you have to be sensitive to the people that you really do need to talk to when you're not at work hours. So it's hard to if you've been on the phone all day and then you actually somebody in your family that you should want to talk to, or that's the time to connect with them and that they call and you're like, "Oh, I just don't want to be on the phone."
Yeah.
So making it not
Or
that whole
like you this weekend when you didn't have service and you weren't answering and you usually do. And I was like, are you breaking up with me?
Are you mad at me? No, no, I literally
No, I
was,
didn't think I said that as a joke too. I didn't really think that I knew you were busy, but
or
yeah.
that you have anxiety when you don't have a signal. I do that.
Oh, I get that so
I
bad and I shouldn't.
Yeah,
I shouldn't at
I get
all.
terrible anxiety if I don't have a signal, and I don't know what it's like to not be like to not respond to text messages because I have worked with someone who I had an instance where my phone died and I didn't realize it because I was working on something, which is still pretty rare. I was working on something for a couple hours, and that man was about 2 seconds away from dispatching the National Guard because I wasn't responding to his text messages. Yeah, and it was work related. It wasn't
Wild.
anything personal. It's not like my kids thought I was dead in a ditch somewhere. It was about work. Like, did you respond to the email that I just also received? Like, come on. So, no, like that whole instant there's nothing really that's that important that can't be responded to. And what's refreshing is that in reality I work with a ton of business owners right now that they're the same way.
Hmm.
Like they're like, I know that you'll respond. Just because you don't respond to me right this second, I know that you'll respond because I
Yeah,
do.
I get really bad anxiety if I'm like really not good about checking emails. Like, I'm the worst about it. And I'm also like, if I have too many emails in my inbox, I'll just click mark all as read. Like I won't go through them. And then it'll be something like you'll say you sent me over something and I'm like, I didn't see it. I didn't receive it. No, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't actually get it, but sometimes I've already read it, but not actually read it. And I get really bad anxiety if I've missed somebody's responding to somebody's email right away. But that's the thing that, what do you think is like the
I'm
appropriate
super
response
neurotic about
time?
that. I mean, if somebody doesn't like preface, like I need to know something by the end of the day today, then it's within 24 hours. So I mean, if somebody emails me at 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening and I happen to not see it,
Hmm.
or I need to look up information in order to respond to the email, then I would do it the next morning. But yeah, like responding to an email, I'd try to do it reasonable within 24 hours. I'm so accustomed to like the CRMs that I've used that it like they'll notify you via email and then you use your email as like your task list. So
Hmm.
when I have I'm looking at my business email right now and I have 13 unread emails, and it freaks me out. Like, because I want to go through them, and then if my inbox has, I right now have 49 read emails. That drives me nuts. Like, they have to either be, I either have to do something with those emails or file them.
Yeah, I've
Like, do
noticed you're
something with them.
very particular. And same with downloads on your computer. Like with Mac, it'll show like, oh, downloads. And I've noticed you're like, okay, I've already needed this or I used this for what I needed it for, and then you delete it real fast. You have to keep all that
Mhm.
clear. You would have an aneurysm if you saw my downloads file.
Probably. I do the same thing with my desktop because if I take a bunch of screenshots and I'm like, okay, do I need these screenshots anymore? Nope. Then I'm going to go in here and I'm literally just going to move them to the trash and delete them. The magical thing is that when you notice that you're getting into a bad habit, you can do something about it. The bad habit that my kids call me an iPad baby. Like, I'm always doing something with a video of some sort. If I'm cooking, I have a video playing. If I'm eating, I'm scrolling through TikTok. Like, it's bad right now. It's really bad. Like, I'm super video addicted right now. So, and it's because it makes me laugh. And when you laugh, you feel good. And so it's a super bad habit to get into. And right now what I'm trying to do is to not pay attention to anything video based until the afternoon.
Yeah.
So, where I'm not watching TikToks in the morning, I'm unplugging and not doing anything except for focused me time.
Yeah.
Like,
Here's the thing
morning
though, I
routine.
think for you and I, it's easy to get sucked into just doom scrolling. And
Mhm.
that's because we could do it without having to think about work. I feel like during work hours, if I'm on my computer scrolling Facebook or scrolling Instagram or scrolling TikTok, whatever it is with the intent of work. It's not like I'm just scrolling to scroll. There's the occasion where it's like lunchtime and you're scrolling, but I just enjoy scrolling without having to go into work mode
Right.
and just enjoy social media like everybody else does.
Yeah. And plus we're always so calendar notifications are something that I live by. So if it's not on my calendar, it took me a long time to get into this habit. But if it's not on my calendar, it will not happen. I will not show up. Like, I can't remember, like, if you said, "Hey, we have a birthday party on Saturday at 3," if it is not on my Google Calendar, like, you'll see my kid's graduation party. I'm planning the fucking party, but it's on my calendar
I've
because
gotten better about that. I was really bad about that in the beginning. It's like plotting that time. I would never
oh,
have anything on my calendar, and I remember you'd be like, "What are you doing today? Like
yeah.
what are you even getting done today? Because it doesn't look like anything."
Well, and here's the thing. Now that you're 30, you can
Stop. That's bad.
no.
That's bad. I
You're gonna
turned
have some
26. I turned 26, and Katie keeps telling everybody it's my 30th birthday.
happy 30th birthday. So when you get older, you just don't you just can't remember that shit. Like, when I was younger and my kids were younger and I was moving all the time and like always on the go and on the go, I could remember when soccer practice was and I could remember when dance practice was. Not now. That shit's not on my calendar.
It's not happening.
I'm not gonna be
Doesn't
there.
make sense.
Like, Miles' soccer games have to be like, there's day like it got to the point at the end of the season where I wasn't putting his soccer practices on my calendar, and I'd come home and I go, "Where's Miles?" And Justin would be like, "It's Tuesday. He has soccer practice." I'm like, "It's not on my calendar.
Yeah,
He's just
doesn't
not here."
irrelevant to me.
So yeah, I can't. So the notifications can give me anxiety, and when something pops up on my schedule that I didn't plan or I didn't put there, it gives me anxiety at first. So
Yeah.
I'm starting to relinquish that control to my new assistant. But so far I have to go through with her on how to manage my email, because right now I'm like just going through. I want to be like, go through my emails, but she doesn't know what to do with them. So I mean,
Yeah.
she knows generally what people would want you to do with emails, but I need to actually go through with her
Yeah.
and give her the autonomy to say, "Hey, if a client emails and you can't find the information, then leave it in my inbox." But like Indeed payment notifications, I try to live by managing my email box by the whole, defer, delegate, delete. So if I defer it, that means it stays in my inbox until I get it done or I put it on my calendar. Delete it is garbage, or delegate it.
Yeah.
So I try to
Ooh,
live by that.
are you the type that has to, do you let the little like iPhone red circle notifications stay, or do you have to get rid of that right away?
No, no. And if it's an app that's glitching and I can't get rid of the notifications, I move it to like the fourth scroll over on my screen, like to the
Wait, you
dead
have
apps that I
four?
never. Uh
That it makes me cringe. I
huh.
can't. I have two.
No.
Everything else is in like a folder, but I only have one, two, three, four, five, six different folders. Everything else is just an app out in the open. I probably need to organize that. It's getting a little long, but I have 2 pages on my phone.
No, I have four, and I have folders.
See, I couldn't do that. That's too much. If I can't just go
Yeah.
back and forth with it, if I have to go one, two, three, four,
Mm.
ooh, too much work.
I for sure do. I for sure have too many. And yeah, the notifications drive me nuts. And so if it's like an app that like the go high level notifications I can't get rid of because there's so many different ones. So I just move those to where it's like, nope, I just don't even want to see it.
Right.
I can't do it. People that have like 15,000 unread Gmail
Nope.
emails,
Nope.
nope. I can't do it. I can't do it. So
Yep, I agree.
but so here's the thing, like the camping trip that we have planned for the end of the month, I'm really going to try to unplug. Now the weekends it's gonna be fine, like Friday afternoon, like Thursday, I have that day blocked off. That's gonna be the travel day, setting things up. And then Friday I'll do client calls from the lake. And then, the weekend, I'm gonna like Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday's a holiday. Try to keep that chill and unplugged, even though I still have, I'll have everything with me. I'll have my laptop with
Yeah.
me.
Well, that's the thing. We just planned to go to Fort Worth to visit Cole's family Friday. I think his sister's going up, and me and his Gigi share a birthday, and his cousin John Cosby's birthday is coming up. So I think it's like in a couple days. So everybody's just gonna be together, and I'm bringing my laptop. I think we're gonna go Friday, and I could work all day Friday, but I really just want to not have to worry about work while I'm there. And I
Yeah.
know I already will have that temptation with my computer being there, but I'm hoping if I put on my calendar that I have nothing else that I need to do Friday, that I'll be good.
Well, we shall see. Usually, I mean, for the most part, there's nothing undone that's like so urgent that
Right.
it can't be done. So
Right.
So I just saw you are correct though about California. It is called, as of April 2024, California Assembly Bill 2751, also known as the Right to Disconnect Law, which would give employees the right to ignore non-emergency calls, texts, and emails from their employer after work hours. So the bill would require employers to establish a workplace policy that outlines working hours and guarantees uninterrupted personal time outside of those hours. So yeah, they're saying that the employer could be fined at least $100 on each occurrence if they don't comply.
That's not horrible, but still, I wouldn't want to be that. I try not to. If I have to send any messages on the weekend, it's going like, do not worry about this. I'm just setting this there because if I don't do it now, I'm gonna forget. So like get to this when you can.
And
Like get to
I'm trying
today.
to
Like
remember, like think of it, you're not old enough to remember like this. But before the time of having a cell phone and you had a job, the only thing they really like and I'm thinking, okay, I would have been in high school and college because I had a cell phone like not long after that. But they only would call you if someone didn't show up for work and they needed somebody to come in and it was your day off.
right.
So there were times that you couldn't get a hold of me because if it was my day off, I wasn't at home.
Right.
There's not a chance of you getting a hold of me, and there was nothing that they could do about it. So now it's like, hey, I got a hold, like if you respond to a text message that's like, are you available to come into work? And you say no, it's like, well, you're obviously available. You responded to my text message.
Right.
That's just unrealistic expectations. And
I
it's
will
not, and
say,
there's plenty of people that'll go in when someone calls off. Like there are those people. I mean,
right.
I did it even as a teenager because that was the last time I had an hourly job. I would help out. And if you wanted to make extra money, that's what you did. But anywho, disconnecting from anything digitally can mean a variety of things. But I think what most people, one, it can be a huge time waster, even personally and professionally, but two, having boundaries with
Right.
a lot of times they're bringing this up regarding personal. It's not all, or not personal, professional. Like
Right.
being able to unplug from what you do professionally. And it is harder for us considering what we do is all digital.
Right. Exactly. But also we do have, some of our employees, we let them work whenever they want to as long as they reach their deadline. So it's like sometimes at night I'll get a text from an employee and that's when it's okay, when the employee initiates the conversation. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I'm down with the trend of detoxing from technology when it's necessary. I mean, for us, it's not necessary all the time. If you can get it as much as you can, more power to you. But as always, if you guys have any questions, comments, want to hear a topic, want to say hi, you can reach out to us on Instagram at F__K your pod, or you could email me at Emma at 99 Creatives or Katy at
Katy at 99 Creatives.
But yeah, let's see, it's Monday now. You'll hear this episode on Friday. Remember to subscribe to get new episodes every Friday. If you are looking for business specific topics, you can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram.
You can follow 99 Creatives or Katy Barton.
Okay, we'll see you on Friday.